10,000 RPM.
Round number 10 of the Coast2Coast Racing League takes us to a new location. Federated Auto Parts Raceway at I-55 in Beefly, Missouri. As Cool Ray, the Oshweekend Speedway, along with the Coast2Coast Racing League, presents Monday Night Madness tonight with the 360 Sprint Cars. As always, we begin with our B Division Rebels, and the Rebels are brought to you by Wolfman Langton Mechanical. We appreciate their support of the Coast2Coast Racing League. We welcome you to our Icon Sim Sports pre-race show. Icon Sim Sports, the official sim racing chassis of the Coast2Coast Racing League. Imagine having a sim racing chassis built specifically for you to accommodate your needs while replicating the look, feel, and design of a real race car. Check it out online at iconsimsports.com. So happy to have you along with us. Again, Brandon Dittmer is to my left, just join on in. But first off, to my right is Isaac Salas. I'm Marty Sakala. So glad you could join us here tonight for live coverage. Isaac, we've got a brand new racetrack at I-55. What will the drivers expect? It's going to be a fun one. Qualifying underway at the moment. Set up here right now with the driver of the 01, Keith Jackson. Time's going very quick, just over 10-second laps here. The question is, on a fast track like this, will we see 9-second laps? It's going to be tough. Keith Jackson, though, sets the bar with a 10:4.95. Jesse Bandy goes second quick in the number 57. Isaac Salas goes quick time at a 10:4.37. Here comes Bandy off turn number 4. Will he improve? It's going to be tough. I don't think he will. He's off by 100th of a second. Dean Reynolds goes 4. Here's Roger Craig at the 7:47 as he makes his way off of turn number 4. Improves to 5th quick, 10:5.69. Benjamin Couch driving car number 16 off of turn number 4. This will be close on his end. He goes faster but stays 10th. Here we go with the Pink Panther, Jesse Atkinson in the 127, working on lap number 1. He'll put his first lap fourth quick at a 10.505 for Atkinson. As he comes off of turn 4, we'll be close to see if he can improve on his lap. He does! Second quick, 10.471 for Jesse Atkinson. Donovan Ross now takes his way to the track, completes his second lap, a slower lap on lap number 2 by about a tenth of a second. Brandon Dittmer in the number 83 taking his Toyota to the racetrack. Lap number 1 goes on the board. He goes 13th quick at a 10.577. 3 and 4, Brendan Lacey also pointing his second lap on the board as Dittmer improves to 8th at a 10.514. Now taking to the track in the unsponsored orange 52, Zach Neubauer. He puts his first lap on the boards and he goes 14th quick at a 10.613. Final lap for Zach Neubauer. Across the stripe he goes. Oh, almost had the quick time. Was the best of anyone in the second half. Goes 10.453. Nobody else will qualify. Isaac Salas has the APR setup shop quick time with a 10.437. A 25 car field for tonight. One driver will be going home. No penalties here for tonight, but Isaac, how quick was that track? Just about set to go here. Yep, Salas starting fourth because of the invert. Our first heat of the evening brought to you by Magnum Race Design. Always putting on some incredible paint schemes, that's for sure. Magnum Race Design offering iRacing wraps, hero cards, logos, flyers, and t-shirt designs. If you're looking for a new design and want attention to detail, competitive pricing, and fast turnaround times, check them out on Facebook, the official sponsor of the Coast2Coast Racing League 358s. We're so glad you could join us. Let's meet you the first heat. Here's the starting lineup. It's the Bass Man, Roger Craig on the front row, right next to Brandon Dittmer in the 83. Row number 2, it's Kyle Sargent, yes sir, in the 91, and Isaac Salas in the 05. Row number 3 is Rich Holland in a brand new paint scheme. And next to him is the captain in Gary Taylor. And starting from 7th position tonight is Brody Brown, who does not make the call to grid. One lap to go here before we take the green flag. Peevely, Missouri, perhaps the shortest track on the iRacing calendar this season. Especially when you think of it come lap time. Steve King Foundation Pace Truck makes the left-hand turn into pit road. Top 4 transfer. Winner starts from pole. Here we go. First heat race ever at I-55 with the 360s as green in Monday Night Madness. Brandon Dittmer gets away with the early jump. Roger Craig inside on Kyle Sargent, but the high side seems to be the place to be off turn number 4. Sargent gets second spot, and Dittmer leads lap number 1. Isaac Salas now making a run down to the inside of Roger Craig. Looking for P3, tries to slide up, can't make the pass, near contact as Craig scrapes the wall for just a moment. Salas makes the pass stick. He's in 3rd position, but the battle for the lead is on between Kyle Sargent and Brandon Dittmer. Last time by, Dittmer was quickest at a 10.67. This time it's Sargent with a 10.62. He pulls up to the inside off a turn 4. Slide job. Sargent takes the lead. Dittmer, though, tries to cross over, nearly makes contact. Dittmer with a little bit too hard of a send in 2nd spot. And now Isaac Salas has a chance to look down to the inside. See if that perhaps works. It looks like it won't. On board from the rear end of the 83 in Brandon Dittmer. He's got one lap to go in his heat. Trying to hold off the quicker guy in Isaac Salas, who started 4th through the invert, only up into 3rd. Kyle Sargent, meanwhile, a multi-time winner with the Coast2Coast Racing League Rebels, finds his way off of turn 4. He starts on pole position tonight. Roger Craig rounds out the transfers in 4th. So Kyle Sargent with his first pole of the season with the Rebels. Second heat race of the evening brought to you by 2-1 Designs, making wraps for all dirt racing needs in addition to 118 scale RC wraps. We appreciate everyone's support that has trusted us in all doing the wraps and paints. Here is how the lineup will look. Andy Patton and Jeff Flero, row number 1. Tyler Wilson and Zach Neubauer. Neubauer's second quick in fast time. In row number 3, Steven Bixler and John Rayner. And starting from 7th, Mr. Cool Ray, Andy Piercefield. You got to feel oh so bad for Jeff Flero, Isaac, after what happened last week at Charlotte. Was just under a half mile away from his first win in the Glenn Steyer's racing machine. So winner will start on the outside of the front row. Everyone else will go to the last chance showdown. Steve King Foundation Pace Truck is the official truck of the Coast2Coast Racing League, making its way down pit road, and it's Andy Patton and Jeff Flero, the front row, who's starting next to Kyle Sargent. We're about to find out. Sargent immediately trying the slide job on Jeff Flero. It's Flero stuck behind in second spot. Immediately takes a look down to the inside. Andy Patton up in the chocolate chips, trying to dust the top off. He still leads lap number 1. Wilson in 3rd, Neubauer 4th. We got a car around. That's John Rayner. And he'll go to the last chance showdown. Tyler Wilson tries the inside for second spot on Jeff Flero. That's a fun bound to watch closely here, Isaac. Oh, man, almost makes contact. Wilson, though, the faster car right now on track. 10:88 last time by. We'll check at the line this time as Patton continues to lead the field. Last time by, Andy Patton with a 10.94. Patton and Flero were the only drivers in the sub 10-second lap times. Flero takes a chance, sends it in at turn 2, nearly makes contact. Flero loses it. Can he save it? Oh, man, that was that close. Somehow still has a hold of 4th with 2 to go, but he's got to hold off Steven Bixler to do it. But now it's turned to Andy Patton and Tyler Wilson. Who wants the outside of the front row? Slide job, Tyler Wilson. We got one blowing up. Patton makes contact. He's hooked on John Rayner. Jeff Flero to 3rd. Steven Bixler goes to 4th. What in the world just happened? Tyler Wilson, meanwhile, takes the win in heat race number 2. Wow, Isaac. Let's take a look and show you what happened between Rayner and Piercefield. In the rear of the field, Rayner gets the wall, comes down on Piercefield, and oh my goodness gracious, look at this ride by Andy. You know, when your heater is smoking, you may want to call Cool Ray Heating and Cooling. And then, in all of this chaos, Patton is trying to find his way by. Oh, man, that's a shame. He had a great chance to easily transfer in, and without and we know he's got a fast car for tonight, that's for sure. So 3rd heat race of the evening brought to you by Chip Bangers Racing. We've got 4 heat races on tap tonight with the Rebels. And let's show you how they'll line up for heat race number 3. Low line Lacey, Brennan Lacey on the front row. Next to him is Jesse Bandy in a new paint scheme of the 57. Row number 2, Donovan Ross, D-Row, and the Pink Panther, the one-man band, Jesse Atkinson. And in row 3, Benjamin Couch and Bob Curtis. Winner starts on the inside of row number 2. We're about to find out who it's going to be. Steve King Foundation pace truck is in. Who's going to get the momentum off of turn 2 is the real question. Lacey immediately goes for the slider up on Jesse Bandy. Holds the serve. Jesse Atkinson, meanwhile, up to third on Donovan Ross. See if he can make the pass stick. We're not sure yet. Ross down low on Bandy, but Atkinson's right there, easily with the momentum. Atkinson takes away P3, Isaac. All the drivers are dusting the top off at the moment. Apologies, by the way, for technical difficulties if you are witnessing them. Jesse Bandy, Jesse Atkinson battling for second spot while Lacey is pulling away from the field. Donovan Ross, meanwhile, scrapes the wall, still with the final transfer spot. Coming to 2 to go, Isaac.
Yeah, it's all going to come down to this battle for second, third, and fourth. It's going to be, someone's probably going to go for it. Like Donovan right here, going to try to make the bottom work and see how beautifully he can do it.
Oh, man. Ross went for the big slider on Jesse Atkinson. Oh, so close for comfort. Down the back straightaway for the final time. This is a battle for what could be 4 spots up on the grid. Brennan Lacey took the win. And for third of the line, give it to Atkinson over Ross.
That was an oh-so photo finish for third and fourth.
Let's go to heat race number 4 here, brought to you by Gambler Motorsports, an official team of the Coast2Coast Racing League. It is Joe Halter in the 22 on the front row in the GY6RN machine, lining up next to Dean Reynolds in the 790. Row 2, that's where you'll find Chad Cote and Keith Jackson. And in row 3, by himself, Bob Evertson. We'll check and see if he makes the call to grid, and he does. Remember, one of the stories we are watching very closely coming in tonight, Isaac, is Brennan Lacey versus Bob Evertson. Without question, they've been the best drivers this season. Lacey's got 4 wins. Evertson has 2 wins. Evertson has 1 less start than Brennan Lacey, so Lacey's got 2 drops. Evertson's got 1 drop as we come into the drop weeks next week. It is a 9-point lead entering the race. Evertson's worst finish this season is a 10th. As for Brendan Lacey, his worst are a 26th and a 24th. He has a 21 first place finish, which will stand. It could get really interesting. What are you thinking about that, Isaac?
Man, I think it's going to come down to all being very solid to these last couple weeks and just letting those drop weeks take care of the those poor finishes.
About to find out what takes place here in heat race number 4. Joe Halter ready to get him going. Smoking Joe brings him to green. Halter gets the lead immediately up on Chad Cote. Cote tried the inside here off of turn 4. Reynolds up in the wall. That's a close call. Reynolds has gone around. Oh, Bob Evertson up on his lid. And the guy second in points coming in goes to the LCQ. Dean Reynolds currently in 4th spot. Chad Cote, meanwhile, closing in on Joe Halter. Let's take a look at the Malcolm's replay and see what happened here, Isaac, to Bob Evertson.
Yeah, it seems that Dean had just gotten up into the wall, and then after that, everything had just happened so quick that they just had nowhere to go.
How about Dino with a 360 save? That's impressive. Meanwhile, for the lead, Chad Cote is closed into Joe Halter, was 1/3 of a lap quicker last time by. This time, Cote 7/700ths of a second. Played it nice and easy, coming to 2 laps to go. When does Chad make his move here, Isaac?
It's all going to come down to if he can get a corner better than Joe.
There we go.
There it is. It's going to be side by side. We'll see.
It was Halter at the line at the white flag. Can Cote get the clear off turn 2? He's going to have to slide it right here if he wants to secure a heat 4 win. Who's start on the outside of row 2? It's Chad Cote who takes it. Last lap pass on Joe Halter. He set it up perfectly.
Oh, it was beautifully timed, beautifully done. Didn't overdrive it, didn't slide up in front of him. Just very, very well executed.
Now we go to the consolation. We know 16 drivers in. We are taking 8 of the 9 drivers. So you don't want to be the first one to crash, because if you do, good chance you are going home. The B main brought to you by Flatline Racing Bodies. Flatline Racing Bodies, quality racing bodies, produced by former Winston Cup short track champion Dan Chapman in the iRacing hotbed of Clarence, Iowa. Rich Holland and Andy Patton on the front row. Benjamin Couch, Bob Evertson in row 2. Gary Taylor, Andy Piercefield, row number 3. Bob Curtis and Brody Brown, row 4. John Rayner starts from 9th. No Brody Brown tonight. And so we will have all the drivers transfer on in that you see on track as we speak. So this is just for fun, as the winner will start from 17th spot tonight. While we're at it, let's take this opportunity real quick to welcome our new sponsor in Langdon Mechanical. Langdon Mechanical is the second to none heating and air conditioning company in the Hamilton area, and promise their customers professionally trained Langdon specialists will be there personally every step of the way, guaranteeing your customer satisfaction from start to finish, from sales, installation, and maintenance service of your heating and or cooling system. Ready to go green for the B main. Rich Holland gets the lead off at turn number 2. Benjamin Couch, Andy Patton side by side for second. Low line coming in handy early on. Benjamin Couch in second, but it's Holland that leads lap number 1. Couch with the run though, takes a peek all the way down to the inside. Does he go for the slider? Not just yet, but Couch leads at the line. Holland though with the banking off at turn 2. Can't get it, Isaac, go ahead.
It's starting to be 2-line racetrack, and it's going to start making it pretty fun. I like the, it almost seems that the middle is starting to come in just a little bit better than the top is.
How about Andy Patton? From a last lap crash up to second at the moment and closing in on Benjamin Couch. This guy knows that he's got a much faster car than everyone in this field.
He gets that car to set so nice right off the exit of the corners, and he gets such a good run.
Bob Everson also trying to rebound. He takes a peek down to the inside. That's the battle for 3rd spot on track. Andy Patton, meanwhile, wants the lead on Benjamin Couch. Doesn't work. 4 to go in the B main. Low line seems the place to be right now. Benjamin Couch plays defense in 3 and 4. That's a nice move from Benji there, Isaac.
Absolutely. He's keeping it so Andy doesn't really have that secondary line to run, and he's just, you know, kind of forcing him to wait on Benji to make a mistake if he wants to get by him at all.
Not the last time by, but the time before. Ran the quickest lap of the race at an 11:09. 0.2 of a second lead on Andy Patton. Patton went for a big send there. That could have been his last chance. Final lap underway. Can Andy Patton perhaps close in on Couch? It doesn't look like that'll be the chance. And Benjamin Couch starts from 17th. Wins the B main. A clean B main from start to finish. And so now we go to the Ohsweken Speedway warm-up watch. Tough news to hear about Ohsweken Speedway with the rain that came in Ontario. They are postponed again for the weekend. You hate to see it. I hate Mother Nature and dirt tracks. And I know you do as well, Isaac. But thank goodness there's no rain yet.
Absolutely, Marty. We actually got rained out up here in my hometown track on Sunday night, so I was really looking forward to our opening night, but Mother Nature said no, thank you.
I was covering races down in the southern tier of New York, like specifically Jamestown on Saturday. Last week, they were calling for 70 to 80% chance of rain. When I got to the track at 2 o'clock, there were sunny skies, and it was perfect the entire night until just before big feature time when it started raining. We waited an hour, had a fast track instead of a slick track for a caution lap, 30-lap feature. It was awesome.
And that's the beautiful part about spring is sometimes, you know, what you were really expecting, as even on the setup, you're expecting that nice, dry, slick track, and then Mother Nature throws a curveball, and now you gotta put your setup all the way back to get ready for a fast, tacky track again.
Absolutely. So let's talk about more of the points coming on. And we've talked about Lacey and Everson being the main threats to watch out for, but don't count out Donovan Ross just yet. He has this season 9 starts. His worst finishes on the year are 19th or 18th. The rest of the finishes have been top 10. So Bob Everson, beware and be ready.
Absolutely. I think the biggest thing for Bob this round at least is just going to be keep the nose clean, you know, pick apart the mistakes of some people, you know, and I think he can start kind of making his way back up towards the front and hopefully not, you know, lose any points on the points battle.
Donovan Ross, though, has shown a lot of speed and has come oh so close to winning a race this season in Rebels. Has just had a lot of bad luck. Could tonight be his chance? He's 4th quick at the moment.
You know, absolutely. I've raced against him side by side with him, and he is crazy fast no matter if he's on the bottom, the top, or, you know, any kind of situation that you need to put him in, and it's going to make it a lot of fun to see if he can kind of catch up with these guys and be that almost sneaky little win.
Checkers are just about to come out in just a couple of seconds here in the Weekend Speedway warm-up watch. Again, we appreciate you all tuning in on Monday Night Madness. Let us know who you're rooting for in the chat, and we'll be sure to give you a shout-out. Jesse X to the quickest at an 11.328. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are set to go for the first time this evening for our feature with the Rebels. Here is the Super Dirt Car Series starting lineup. On the front row, Kyle Sargent in the 91 and Tyler Wilson in the 042. Row number 2, Brendan Lacey in the 414 and Chad Cote in the 11. Row 3, Brandon Dittmer in the 83 and Zach Neubauer in the 52. Row 4, Jesse Bandy in the 57 and Joe Halter in the 22. Row 5, Isaac Salas in the 05 and Jeff Blairow in the 200. Row 6, Jesse Atkinson in the 127 and Keith Jackson in the 01. Row 7, Roger Craig in the 747 and Steven Bixler in the 75. Row 8, Donovan Ross in the 5 and Dean Reynolds in the 790. Row 9 is Benjamin Couch in the 16, Andy Patton in the 87. Row 10, Bob Everton in the 008 and Rich Holland in the 116. Row 11, Gary Taylor in the 34 and Andy Piercefield in the 175. And rounding out the field tonight is Bob Curtis in the 012 and John Rayner in the 302. Field rolling off for 2 pace laps here as we get set to go racing. Couple of onboards that we are going to be watching closely here tonight. We talked about Brandon Dittmer earlier, driving car number 83. Our buddy Isaac Salas also carrying an onboard for us in the number 05. And also the Pink Panther himself, the one-man band of Jesse Atkinson in the 127. 1 lap to go as we're ready to bring you the Dylan Westbrook Racing start. Well, it is the first ever feature for Monday Night Madness with the Rebels here at Federated Auto Parts Raceway at I-55. Sargent and Wilson ready to bring the green flag. Let's throw it down for 25 laps. Off of corner number 2, it's Kyle Sargent and Tyler Wilson that are side by side off the corner at the line. We're 3 wide for the race lead, and Tyler Wilson takes lap number 1. But here comes Brendan Lacey on the padded low line. Caution is out for Jesse Atkinson and Dean Reynolds, and Jesse is not happy. I think we can tell the message is there. Use your noggin. Andy Pan and Donovan Ross have also crashed, by the way. Well, we got a couple of things to digest. We did complete 1 lap. Here is the Malcolm's replay to show you what happened between with Atkinson. Donovan Ross just moved him up. And Dean Reynolds would know where to go at all. So that is why Atkinson told Donovan Ross to use his side. Now what happened to the 5 car in all of this? In the aftermath. We got to do this quickly. Ross and the couch, and then Andy Patton nowhere to go, and Patton goes up on his side. And remember, drivers are not going to like the short stuff. They're likely going to go a lap down in all of this. Because don't forget about the toes and the quick repairs and how long it takes into caution. They're likely going to go a lap down. As we come to the Land of Legends Raceway TV restart, Tyler Wilson was credited for leading lap 1. He'll bring the field back to green. Nice restart from everyone. Brendan Lacey down to the inside on Kyle Sargent for second spot. Trying to find low line moisture in the apron. He's got second spot at the stripe and challenging on Tyler Wilson for the race lead down the back straightaway. Lacey, no slide job needed. Low line, Lacey to the point. Brendan Lacey, don't forget, coming off of a big run at Charlotte Motor Speedway, taking the win. He's won his last 3 races as the caution is out. We'll talk about that in a moment. Steve Bixler and Donovan Ross have crashed. And here is what happened. Bixler into Taylor. Ross with nowhere to go, and that's likely going to put the driver at the number 5 already at 6x. Not good with the instant level. Remember, for Coast2Coast Racing rules, to be mathematically eligible for finishing points in the championship, your IL must be under 225. To move it up to Renegades and finish in the top 10, your IL must be under 200. Ross came into tonight at a 235. Something else to keep in line with Brendan Lacey. Luckily, he's run a clean race so far. He's at a 228 coming in when it comes to instant levels. It's been very aggressive all season with the Rebels. You just don't know what to expect with the B division. Lacey brings them back to green. Nice jump up on Tyler Wilson. Kyle Sargent in 3rd. How about Jack Cote run the high side all by himself? He's up to 4th position. The same spot from where he started. And everyone is taking notes of Brendan Lacey. Everyone going to the shortest way possible around the track. But multi-group racing. Donovan Ross. And that is Jesse Batty up on the outside, up in 5th position. Look to make a pass on Brandon Dittmer's stick. Cote now around the outside of Kyle Sargent, the number 11 in the line, in 3rd position. It's moves by him at the moment as he goes through 3 and 4 as they work on a lap car. That is the 75 to the 87 of Andy Patton, but we're under yellow once again. And once again, it's Donovan Ross who is taking it to the pits, and he has called it a night. And that may end his chances, perhaps, for the championship. He just tried to take it into pit road and just lost it all by himself, and that triggers an iRacing yellow. He was just trying to bring it in without a yellow flag coming out, and unfortunately it did. Now, Brennan Lacey is, in the last 3 weeks, has won all the races. Williams Grove Speedway, Lima Land, and Charlotte. Williams Grove and Lima Land use the license, the low line. That's why we call them low line racing, low line racing here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. We go 4 in a row, a very rare feat in Coast to Coast Racing. Our Raiders winner, by the way, from earlier in the night, Austin Marlin, not in this race as he's not eligible. We are back to green. Lacey holding serve while everyone else going up on the top shelf where Mama hides the cookies. Kyle Sargent trying to counter back on Chad Cote after Cote edged him for third at the line before the yellow flag came out. Sargent can't get the position to stick. But now Cote looking to go around the outside of Tyler Wilson. Does he have his setup dialed in to take the runner-up spot away is the question. At the line, it's Wilson. Cote nearly gets the outside barrier off of turn number 2. But this is a hot battle on track, and Cote powers away up to second spot. Wilson, Sargent, contact! Sargent up on inside. Wilson nearly takes a halter. And Sargent, the man that was on pole position tonight, is out of it. And it's been a rough season for the 91, and it continues once again. And this is why I tell you, Isaac, expect anything in the Rebels.
Oh, don't worry. I hold my breath.
Wilson was already loose off at turn 2, and just Sargent didn't expect it. He goes on inside to take a nap. That's a tough break for the 91. I do not. Thanks for the heads up, I do. Hey, at least the music's copyright free, so.
Hey, there you go. At least you're not copyrighted, people.
Absolutely. So this will stay up. Luckily, just a unique twist on the evening. So. Coming back to green, 11 laps to go already. Brennan Lacey gets a nice restart in the Land of Legends Raceway TV restart. Has already a 1 second lead. Chad Cote second. Tyler Rosen, luckily, despite being involved, the yellow was up to third. Here's a run inside for Keith Jackson, who we've yet to talk about. One of the hard chargers, currently up 7 spots from 12th to 5th, 12th up to 5th. Everyone rocking the high side. Literally no room for error here as we've got 8 laps to go. Caution, though, is out. And it's for Dean Reynolds in the 79, who is stuck on the Uke tire. In dirt car terms, we call that the Tory tire. Here's what happened to the driver of the 79. He was off the pace, and I think, was he just trying to bring it in? Yep, he pulled a Donovan Ross. That's what we're gonna call it from now on. If you fail to come into pit road, we're calling it a Donovan Ross. So Chad Cote now up to second, but it doesn't seem like anyone's gonna have anything for Brennan Lacey as we come to 7 laps to go. Can the 414 take this win and keep the battle with Bob Evertson in points oh so close? That will be the real question. When we come into next week, by the way, as we get ready to go back to green, when we come to you next week, we will have all the points calculated with the drop week. So we'll keep you informed of that. Low line Lacey going in his patent line, but Chad Cote already a half second back. 6 laps to go. It's going to be oh so tough. You got Wilson in third, Jesse Bandy in fourth, Keith Jackson in fifth. Bob Everson, by the way, your points lead, one of the drivers battling points coming in, is only in 11th. This is not the night he has wanted so far. Let's go to third spot. Jesse Bandy tries to slide job Tyler Wilson. That doesn't work out. Wilson pumps the brakes for a moment. Lets Bandy have it, but allows Keith Jackson to go around the outside. Caution's out. And so Bandy gets relegated back to fourth because of that. The yellow is out for Joe Halter in the 22 with some front end damage. Got the wall, and Bob Everson is involved in that as well. Not at all what the championship contender wanted in his first full season with the Rebels, shall we add. And you don't like to see head-on shots at all with the sprint cars. We'll have 3 to go when we come back to the green flag. Don't forget, coming up at 9 o'clock will be our Renegades division. You see Cote trying to get some cold mud in his tires. Of course, the track is, if I were to guess, 98% slick. Land of Legends Raceway TV restart around the corner. Can Brendan Lacey get 4 straight wins in a row? About to find out. Back to green. He's got 3 laps to prove it and will not be able to deal with lap traffic for the rest of this one. Keith Jackson looking around Tyler Wilson for 4th spot on track. Jackson takes 4th spot with 2 laps to go. But it's Brennan Lacey off of turn 4 that sees the white flag. 1 lap to go. He's got a half-second lead on Chad Cote. A historical feat for low-line racing. 4 straight wins for Brennan Lacey. He takes the checkered flags at I-55 in Pevely, Missouri. Continues to be a threat for the championship. And Isaac, we talked about it with him last week. His IL was just over 225. And he would likely have to race it clean throughout the evening. And guess what? He did. Brendan Lacey is back in this battle for the championship.
Absolutely. It was a beautiful run by him on the bottom.
Your top 3 all posing for celebrity photos. Isaac finishing in 7th spot. While we're at it, we can take this opportunity to tell you our Langdon Mechanical Hard Charger Award of the race. And the Hard Charger Award belonging to Bob Everson in the 008, who started in 19th to finish in 10th, up 9 positions. If he dropped down 1 spot, the Hard Charger Award would belong to Keith Jackson. And while we are at it, I do want to confirm something as well with Coast-to-Coast Racing rules while we are at it that the... Actually, I do not have it at the moment. We'll check in just a moment as we wait for your top 3 to come in. We got a lot of time. Actually, okay, we do have the rule books right now. Just to confirm here for bonus points, the Hard Charger Award is 5 bonus points. So that's also big for Bob Everson, because 5 bonus points is technically 3 positions up on the track. However, though, the other question is if Brendan Lacey finished with 0x. Because if he did, then that's going to give him 5 bonus points. And there will be a match as well. And then Everson as well would lose 2 points technically too for the incident points with the contact. We'll check and see what happens in all of that. But let's begin with our 3rd place finisher in Jesse Bandy. Jesse, a nice one for you tonight, up 4 positions. Been a while since we've talked with you. Walk us through your race, much needed.
Just lots of patience and just kind of trying to capitalize on any mistakes made, and that's exactly what we did tonight. We were able to capitalize on a few open spots.
It was a great run for you, man. Who do you want to give shout-outs to tonight?
Hi, everybody. Vanderbilt Racing, Velocity Race Designs, Bio.com, Wegman Brothers, Myers Outdoor Services, Dirt Doctor Trucking, and you guys for the broadcast.
Alrighty, man. We'll let you go. Great run.
Thank you.
Let's go to our second place finisher, Chad Cote. Chad, you had a fast one, man, up to second spot. First off, just give us your positive takeaways in the race with your car tonight.
Yeah, the car was really good. The driver sucked, and I'm pretty sure my pedals went for a crap like 4 laps into that race. So I mean, it was pretty interesting.
Wow, that's interesting. So, what were you feeling in the pedals from your perspective, like the throttle or brakes messing up?
I had like minimal throttle, anything half or less. Anything half and over, I was good. So it was tough on entry because I have to lift a little bit, but at the same time, I was gaining speed on Lacey down on the bottom. So
Absolutely. Nobody had anything for Brennan Lacey. Was the high side pretty much your place to go throughout the night?
yeah, I wasn't coming off there. Me and Lacey know each other fairly well, and I know if a track is going to be bottom or top, he's going to be normally on the bottom, so I had to run where he wasn't.
Well, it was a great run for you tonight, man. Who do you want to give shout-outs to tonight?
Oh, all the guys over at American Dirt Motorsports, our sponsors, Dirt Company Media House, Ram Designs, 34 Raceway, Highline Racing, Central Sign and Lighting, you, Marty, for the broadcast, and the top 3. Great job, boys.
Alrighty, Chad. We'll let you go. Great run tonight.
Thank you.
Jack Cote finishing in second position. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to go to Cool Ray Victory Lane. You've heard of this man before. He's probably going to be the most popular man at the end of all of this. Brennan Lacey, 4 straight wins. Did you ever think that would happen for you?
No, but I got lucky with a good stretch. You know, there a couple weeks ago I said I like this stretch of tracks coming up, and it's definitely paid off like I was hoping it would. So it's a big accomplishment for me to be able to come out and say that's 4 in a row. So let's see what we can keep doing here in the last 2 weeks.
Once again, Lowline Lacey. Excuse me, Lowline Lacey. I don't know why I've been saying Lowline Lacey throughout the night. I don't know. Well, Lowline Lacey, just how did you do it once again?
You know, this track's fairly new, so I take a lot of credit to a lot of guys don't have much experience at this track with the layout, and you know, being able to run around tracks that have tires on the bottom or can really make you appreciate a wall. So I'm glad that I had that kind of guide me there, and main key there was just trying to get the restarts right. I know there at the end, Cote had me scared for a minute there on that last restart when I was told I had 2/10 until on that last restart. So I'll give it up to him, give me a run for my money, but we were able to just stick it down there and let it stick like it always does.
I do want to ask you, how many, what was the incident at for you tonight? Was it 0x or 2x?
That's a good old goose egg for me tonight.
Oh boy, that's huge because you get the 5 bonus points. You match the bonus points with Everton because it seems like it's going to come down to you two for the championship right now. As we enter the drop weeks next week, just talk a little bit more about that.
We'll see how it goes. You know, I was talking with the team right here before this race, and it's looking that it's going to be depending on where it falls for everybody else, because I had I believe a week that I missed, so that's definitely going to be dropped, so there's going to be no help there. And then maybe 1 week I'll get dropped. I didn't even make an A feature. So we'll see if that does some help with me. If not, you know, I'm kind of sitting out here in these last couple weeks telling myself, look, I need to get all the points I can get in case I don't get any drops. So we'll see how it falls, but you know, the car's rolling like it needs to be right now, and we'll see what happens here.
I'll confirm to you with this, by the way. We do have you set in Fairbury, and I think, is that the race you were talking about? Fairbury was the race you missed?
Knoxville, I didn't make the A, and then I finished like 23rd at Fairbury, so either one of those I think are going to be the ones that drop.
Okay. So, Knoxville would be the drop.
Yep.
You gain the show-up points there. And then, of course, the 24th at Fairbury. Your worst finish of the year now, technically, as of right now, with those drops, is a 21st at Lernerville.
Mm-hmm.
But outside of that, all top 5s. And 5 wins now on the season. Do you think your 5 wins are going to match up with Bob Evertson? I mean, even though he's got 1 drop, he's been the guy that's put up the top 10s and the top 5s and stuff like that.
Yeah, Bob's been a lot more consistent than I have, especially over this year. You know, there at the beginning, I had a rough start here and didn't even think I'd be in this situation, near alone the points battle. So we're lucky to click off these right here in the middle. We just started finding something and it started clicking like we needed it to. And I think as long as I can keep it smooth, you know, Bob, I'm going with him being a top 10 to a top 5 car every single time he's on the track. So definitely going to be a tight one, you know. Even if he does win it, wouldn't mind seeing it. You know, dude's a fantastic racer and gets the job done when he needs to. So we'll see what happens. And worst case scenario, come in second. That's still a good season for me.
All right, well, buddy, I believe your incident rating now officially under 225 now, so that's great to hear on that. Who do you want to give shout-outs to on your run tonight?
Another big thanks to Vanderbilt Racing. You know, the guys are fantastic. Great group of guys that can't thank them enough for everything they do to help me with this car and get it set up like I want it to run. And big shout out also to Ross over at Velocity Race Designs for making the cars look absolutely killer like always. And then big shout out to you guys and Roger and them for the league.
Another big W, man. Congratulations.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate that.
Brennan Lacey taking the win in Cool Ray Victory Lane. This was a fun one to watch tonight here, Isaac. Let's give you the finishing order from tonight. Brendan Lacey with the win. Chad Cote second. Jesse Bandy third. Keith Jackson is in fourth. And Tyler Wilson rounding out the top 5. Zach Neubauer, great finish in ninth. Give him credit. Nice rebound from Flaro to finish in 8th spot. Very impressive 11th place finish for Roger Craig tonight. And just looking through the field, Atkinson had a tough race as well. Donovan Ross, not the race he wanted considering his championship contention. Inside the top 5 coming in the standings, Isaac.
I'm broadcasting with him.
All right, we're having some technical difficulties with him, so we'll get back to him when we get to Renegade feature time, talk about a little bit more on what to expect in that. But we'll step aside and take a break as the Renegades are coming up next on the Coast to Coast Racing Network.
race lead off turn 4, white flag in the air. Justin Hare's top shelf where Mama hides the cookies. Can he get the lead? Yes, he does. And now here comes Janzik. Janzik goes by Query, and he goes by Inman. Gonna drag race off of turn 4. Shepard is there, but it's Larry White at the line. It's still gonna in contact. Britton has broken the race car. Peter Britton comes to a stop in
in our industry. The lifetime parts and labor warranty is pretty awesome. Basically, all the parts are covered, the labor and everything. When we say lifetime, we mean lifetime, and it's supported with money-back guarantees. And with that, you're getting all qualified technicians that are going to ensure that this job is done perfectly and operates perfectly throughout the life of the unit.
Learn more about our Coolray lifetime parts and labor warranty at Coolray.com. Coolray and Carrier. Turn to the experts.
Welcome back to the Coast-to-Coast Racing Network as we continue live coverage of Monday Night Madness presented by the Weekend Speedway. We are set to go for the Renegades, and the Renegades brought to you by our buddy Dylan Westbrook, as we are set to go once again with the best sprint car drivers on iRacing. Welcome back on into the broadcast booth alongside Isaac Salas. I'm Marty Sakala with you. Isaac, we had a lot of fun watching the Rebels feature. Think we could expect the same thing for the Renegades, and it could be a lot more exciting considering what's happening up at stake for the championship.
Oh, absolutely. I think it's going to be an excellent, last couple weeks, especially when you put in these kind of track types that we're going to. They all kind of, especially how tonight's been. This has been kind of two-line racing. You'll see guys that are excellent up top, excellent down on the bottom. So you're going to see people shine, both in both strengths, and I'm very excited.
Well, we are ready to go now for ABR Setup Shop qualifying. Alex Bergeron, one of the best drivers in dirt racing on the iRacing platform, gets us set to go. First driver taken to the track. You watch Brandon Templeton in the Icon number 31.
They're letting me go.
Brandon Templeton 11th in standings coming in. He'll set the bar like he normally does. His first lap that he puts in goes 10.578. Chris Schaefer goes second. Jeff Flero goes second. Brandon Templeton looking at a much better lap along with Aiden Young. Quick time for Templeton, 10.56, but Flero has other plans perhaps. He stays in. He goes up to second at a 10.56, but Aiden Young has other plans. Isaac Salas with other plans. Blake Chapman goes up to third quick, 10.54. We'll see if this is a much better lap for Blake Chapman. It's going to be close here. Doesn't look pole worthy. Oh, it is! It is! He was slow in Sector 2, but just good in Sector 1. 10.494 for the points leader. And now we watch the 61 of Terry Landis take the track as we are halfway home here in qualifying. Landis stays 9th quick. Now taking to the track, the driver of the 010. This is Ross Carino. Carino goes 15th quick. Could be a big contender here for the championship this season despite one less race as he comes off of turn 4. This we'll see if we have an improvement here. Carino normally not the best in qualifying, but goes up to 9th quick at a 10.61. Looks like nobody else will qualify here with a minute left to go in qualifying. They still could go out if they wanted to. And now we see somebody go out. Now taking to the track is the number 24 of Kyle Moonen. 2 wins this season for Moonen. Coming at Limaland and Lernerville. Finished second last week at the dirt track at Charlotte. Off of turn number 4, lap number 1 for Kyle Moonen goes 9th quick at a 10.604. John Short also on the track. John Short's first lap goes 17th, but Moonen off of turn number 4 is a slower lap, 10.62. John Short across the start finish line. 4th quick at a 10.535. Randy Shreves will have only one lap here. Blake Chapman currently the quick timer at a 10.494. Is he going to get it, or does Randy Shreves steal one? We're about to find out across the line. Shreves gets it off in time. He's 13th, 10.64. Blake Chapman has the quick time, 10.494. Fun session of qualifying there, Isaac.
Oh, absolutely. The boys let me in, so I tried to come spoil the party, and I came up one spot short. So.
You know, they let you in because
and it goes back to
they let you in, by the way, because you have not done 3 races yet. Once you do your 3rd race, then.
Beautiful.
So.
Sounds beautiful. And as we talked about earlier, Marty, look at how close these times are. They're so close. I love it.
Let's confirm it here, by the way. Let's see here. You had a 10.494 to a 10.804. Oh, baby. This is why the Renegades are so much fun to watch. First seat brought to you by Magnum Race Design. Let's give you the lineup here for you. Kyle Moonen will start on the front row next to Jeff Flero in the 200. Row number 2, it's Shorty, John Short, and the quick timing points leader of Blake Chapman. You got the Crate Sim Racing drivers in 2nd and 3rd. Row 3, it's Randy Shreves of the LGR 56 and Jeff Barker in the Can-Am 513. And in row number 4 tonight, Barry Goldner in the 36 and the Professor John Hine in car 71. One lap to get the green flag. Winner starts from pole position. Should be a fun heat here, Isaac. Top 4 will transfer.
Really big heavy hitties.
I believe we will have just about 24 on the car count tonight. But we are set to go racing. Kyle Moon gets away with a jump. Flaro and Short side by side for second. The Crate Sim Racing drivers on the bottom. Moonin just taps the wall but leads lap number 1. Slides up the track. Here comes Short in the 51 as they're wing to wing for the race lead entering turn 3. Isaac Short, can he get the line? Yes, he does.
They're 2x2 for the first 2 rows for the first 4 spots, and Randy Shreves is just waiting for one of them to make a mistake to come back into the transfer spots.
Kyle Moonin gets the line. 3 laps are in the books. You've got Flaro and Chapman side by side for third position. Both lines running smooth at the moment while the low side starts to get just a bit slick. It was Short that time by the start finish line. Can't clear yet on Kyle Moonin. They almost make contact. But Short gets the clear up by Kyle Moonin. Moonin on the crossover. Short runs it on the bottom. Moonin keeps it top shelf where Mama hides the cookies. Coming to 2 to go. But they're nearly 3 wide for third, John. CB Isaac.
Oh, no worries. I mean, that they are truly running nose to tail, wing to wing in this very close battle. So, you know, it really is going to take one little mistake like touching the wall or anything like that, and that's going to be your race, your transfer spot, excuse me.
Final lap underway. We'll keep you locked in here on this battle for third position. John Short leads. Kyle Moonin second. Who's going to get third and fourth on the line? Flaro in fourth. Chapman by a hair. Woo! That was fun.
Oh, they put on a beautiful show right there. Holy smokes.
Second heat race presented by 2-1 Designs, and we'll give you the starting lineup. It is Ross Carino that's on the front row in the Phantom car next to Joe Backus in the 46. Stephen Goldner in row number 2 inside next to Isaac Salas in the 05. Jesse Bandy in the 57 inside of Jack Clevenger on row 3. Patrick Spangler will start from row number 4 on the inside with a heat EOL. He's actually the lone driver of all the 360 sprint car divisions tonight to have a penalty. So nice job from all the drivers in the previous week at Charlotte. Making up for it. So Isaac, I can confirm, by the way, transfer is based on your division. So Isaac got in from the Raiders division. So Alphabet Soup is so far so good for you, man.
I mean, we're gonna try to keep up the top 10 streak. We'll see how it is, you know, with these top guys. Every single one of them is fast.
Steve King Foundation pace truck has been what the drivers are following throughout the night under caution flag, formed to help the dirt track racing community across the country, providing financial assistance to the racing community of those individuals who suffer serious illness, injury, or death. Ready to go green. Winner starts on the outside of the front row. We're racing. Immediately Ross Kerner with a slide up. Joe Backus makes the crossover down to the inside line. Looks for the race lead. Tries to slide on up on Ross Carena. Can't do that, but Backus leads at the start-finish line. Isaac Salas third, Stephen Goldner fourth, but Carena powers off with the race lead, and he gets the clear on Joe Backus off of turn 4. Salas by himself in third. Stephen Goldner currently holding down the final transfer spot in fourth position. The quicker guy, Isaac Salas, up a spot from earlier on. Goldner tries to counter it back. However, though, do not count out Jesse Bandy or Patrick Spangler, who have been waiting in the wings, especially for the fast guy in the 39 of Patrick. Before the race lead, Joe Backus back up there with Ross Carena. Not giving up at all. 3 laps to go in heat race number 2. Oh no, Isaac! That puts Jesse Bandy up into fourth position. Isaac only used his qualifying setup, unfortunately. 2 laps to go. We'll watch the battle for fourth in just a moment. But we're watching the battle for the outside of the front row. It's turned into a threesome now. Stephen Goldner has entered the party as we're on the white flag lap. Backus scraped the wall entering turn number 1. He's got a bad car on the corners. That's going to allow Ross Carena to power through 3 and 4 and take the win. Here they come for fourth. Bandy gets it on Spangler. Thought for a moment Patrick Spangler was going to have a big run, but he does not. And so now we move on to our third heat race, our final heat race of the evening. Heat race number 3 presented by Chip Bangers Racing. Terry Landis and Chris Schaefer on row 1. Then it's Brandon Templeton and Aiden Young, row 2. Preston Cranmer, Jeffrey Kemper in row 3. And from 7th on the grid tonight is Kevin Fry. Kevin Fry does not make the call to grid.
That higher side's starting to come in a little bit nicer now than that bottom. You can run the bottom if you hit your marks just absolutely perfect, but that momentum's just going to carry you right around the top, just so much faster.
Winner starts on the inside of row number 2. We're about to find out what goes down. Landis and Schaefer the front row. We're green. Side by side off of turn 2. Aiden Young just touches the wall. Chris Schaefer comes out with the lead. It's a wild mess with 3 wide off of turn 4. Aiden Young has 3rd position, and he's got a wicked fast car off the corner. Preston Cranmer, though, on the challenge, down to the inside for P3. At the line, it's still Aiden Young. But here comes the Ayla Outlaw back down to the bottom. Not working there at all in his favor. Now he's got a chance at it. Low side working so far for Preston here, Isaac.
Absolutely, you know, and like I said, he's just running that bottom line just to absolute perfection just to stay up right with Aiden Young. So it's putting on a beautiful battle for the last transit spot.
Cranmer with a run for 3rd position. Brandon Templeton the first one out in case something happens with the drivers in 2nd through 4th. They could be an accident waiting to happen. Prester falls back in line behind the 69. And we could go 3 wide off of 4. Contact between Young and Landis. And I don't know how nobody spun out in all of that. Cranmer's looking for 2nd, meanwhile, on Terry Landis. He gets the spot to work. Aiden Young currently in danger of missing the top 4. Brandon Templeton is right there. Meanwhile, coming off of turn number 4, that's Chris Schaefer that takes the heat win. Brandon Templeton to the inside, nothing. Aiden Young takes the win by about 2/10. And so now it is time for the B main, brought to you by Flatline Racing Bodies. 10 drivers in this B main. We've taken 12 so far, so the car count is set at 22. Randy Shreves and Patrick Spangler on the front row. Brandon Templeton, Barry Goldner in row 2. Jack Clevenger, Jeffrey Kemper, row 3. John Hine, Isaac Salas, row 4. And Kevin Fry not making the field, so Jeff Barker will start in 9th position. While we're at it, let's tell you what's coming up on the Coast2Coast Racing League tomorrow night. The Hometown Heroes at I-55 right here. Still at I-55 Wednesday for Vets and First Responders Night. Also going to Lernerville as well. Thursday Night Thunder is at Williams Grove. Friday Night Lights back at I-55. And then Monday Night Madness at USA at 8 p.m. next week. And when we get to Monday next week, it's the beginning of drop weeks. We're in the final 2 weeks of the season. So drivers, if they've completed all the races this season, they are able to use 2 race drops starting in race 11. If they've only missed one, they can only use a drop starting in the final week of the season, which will happen at Volusia. We are green. Patrick Spangler on the outside of Randy Shreves, trying to lead the start-finish line, and he does. Spangler, who had to start for the rear in his heat, championship contender. Came on in before the drops. Just about 18 points behind on Blake Chapman. Even 11-17s last time by. So this is a dogfight early here. Patrick Spangler at the line gets the jump by about 400s on Randy Shreves. When we go to USA International Speedway next week, that's a race you're not going to want to miss with the Renegades. When we were there in the wintertime, I think it was the wintertime, if not it was the fall, I think it was the winter. Unbelievable Renegades race we had. And I'm not kidding, unfreaking believable. Back and forth, the drivers were trading for the race lead. Gee, it was 2 races ago, which was unbelievable back and forth racing. I think it was Sean Bowers that took the win that day. And then last race, it was Jeff Flero that was in a close battle who nearly got the Triple Crown that evening in Alphabet Soup. And he was battling against, I think it was Stephen Goldner, if not, no, it was Kyle Moonen for that. That was fun. 3 laps to go, meanwhile, in our conceit between Spangler and Shreves. Shreves strolls up just a little bit. This is your best battle on track. Templeton 3rd, Clevenger 4th, Salas 5th, Goldner 6th, Barker 7th, Hind 8th. Kemper crashed earlier, he's back in 9th. But for the B-main, through 3 and 4, coming to the checkers, it's Spangler. Just by a 1/4 of a second on Randy Shreves. And so that is going to do it for the preliminary features. Now we have our Oshweekend Speedway warm-up watch. And while we are at it, let's talk about what is coming, what the point standings look like. Point standings brought to you by the Pitside Podcast, the official podcast of the Coast2Coast Racing League with Roger Craig and Preston Cranmer. Again, like we said, 18-point lead between Blake Chapman and Patrick Spangler. And once again, that comes before the drops. Now let's compare their worst finishes of the year as we enter drop weeks. They've entered in the same amount of races this season. Worst finishes for Blake Chapman, 15th at Charlotte and 11th at Cedar Lake. As for Patrick Spangler, his worst finishes, 22nd at Fairbury, 21st at Williams Grove. He has an 11th place finish at Charlotte Dirt. Blake Chapman with the win. Patrick Spangler does not have a win. That's going to be the battle to watch closely. But Ross Carina, be ready. He only has 1 drop, though, his worst finish this season for the driver of the number 010 was a 7th at Lernerville. Aiden Young is 4th in points coming on in. His worst finishes are 22nd and 16th. He's got a 12th and 11th, though, to his resume. And then there's Stephen Goldner, 4 wins on the season. Worst finish is 22nd, but has a 12th on his resume. Everything else has been a podium finish. Kyle Moonen, who's got 2 wins on the season. He's got a 24th finish on his resume. His worst finishes are 24th and 25th. So Moonen likely out of the championship running because of that. We're about to see what goes down. So what we're looking at is 5 drivers still in the battle for the championship from the looks of it as we come into the drop weeks. But we are about to find out what goes down. Well, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Coolray, the Oshweekend Speedway, the Coast2Coast Racing League, and all of the fine sponsors and drivers, we thank you for choosing to spend your Monday night with us. It's now time to meet the field of 22, ready to take the green flag for 30 laps here at Federated Auto Parts I-55 Raceway. Let's meet the lineup, brought to you by the Super Dirt Car Series. On the front row is John Short in the 51 and Ross Corinna in the 010. Row number 2, Chris Schaefer in the 23 and Kyle Moonen in the 24. Row 3, Joe Backets in the 46 and Preston Cranmer in the 07. Row 4, Blake Chapman in the 20 and Stephen Goldner in the 30. Row 5, Terry Landis in the 161 and Jeff Flero in the 200. Row number 6, Jesse Bandy in the 57 and Aiden Young in car 69. Row 7, Patrick Spangler in the 39 and Randy Shreves in the 56. Row 8, Brandon Templeton in the 31 and Jack Clevenger in the 78. Row 9, Isaac Salas in the 05 and Barry Goldner in car 36. Row 10, Jeff Barker in the 513 and John Hine in the 71. Row 11, rounding out the field tonight is Jeff Kemper in the 181. Field making its way through 2 pace laps here before we take the green flag. 30 laps here in Peevely, Missouri, in a race you are not going to want to miss. It's going to be a fun one tonight for the Renegades. You got 5 drivers: Blake Chapman, Patrick Spangler, Ross Corinna, Aiden Young, Stephen Goldner, likely still in championship form. But anything could change tonight. Who's it going to be? How's it going to be done? We're about to find out. Where else would you rather be than right here, right now? From coast to coast, Short and Corinna, the front row, it's showtime in Missouri. Ross Corinna scrapes the wall off turn 2 and does a wheelie, allows John Short to get by and take the race lead. Side by side for second. Schaefer, contact with Corinna. Hang on, folks, that's bad. Oh my Moonin. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, the big one on lap number 2. Clevenger, Bandy, Moonin, Kemper, Goldner, and Hine. Just with how close they were, you could just see that coming. Well, we don't have time to show you a lot of angles. I wish we did. But you see contact between Corinna and Schaefer. Moonin with nowhere to go. Those guys kept it straight, but look at Moonin catching some sick air. That is the 78 of Clevenger that you also saw barrel rolling. And we're going to ride on board with Moonin, who once again takes a turn for the worse. Nowhere to go. Well, so for the first time tonight, we come into the Land of Legends Raceway TV restart. John Short, Chris Schaefer, Ross Corinna, Preston Cranmer, Joe Backus. So as the field cycles through, try this once again. Schaefer in second, looking to clear Ross on this restart. Corinna still right there on the top shelf where Mama hides the cookies. Look at Preston Cranmer. Oh, hang on, Preston. Oh, that's a bad wreck. That's a bad wreck. That is Stephen Goldner. The guy behind, that helps out Jesse Bandy. I think he'll stay on the lead lap because of that. Oh, man, I thought Goldner was going to flip there. Like, badly. Because he was headed for the pit road entrance. About to pull a Donovan Ross. He'll use the quick repair and move to the rear of the field. But watch what happens here with, watch Preston. Blake Corinna just comes down to Stephen Goldner and almost hits the pit road entrance. Here's how it looked from Stephen's onboard. How close was it? Let's see here. Just misses the Uke tire. If he hits that, That gets worse. And luckily, that car stays on all four wheels. Cranmer also moving to the rear of the field in that. I don't know if it was a request or something. I'm not too sure. But back to green. Short holding serve. Chris Schaefer second. Ross Corinna third. Big run for Ross, the boss on the inside. Thought about going 2 for 1. John Short. What on earth happened to John Short again? He got disconnected once again. He is all the way in the rear of the field and out of the race. And so because of that, new leader is Ross Corinna. But look at the run for Blake Chapman. 3 wide for second on the track. All the way up Chop Shelf where Mama hides the cookies. That's up at the ceiling, folks. And he's got a big run on Ross Corinna. The points leader wants to take the race lead. He started in 7th spot. Corinna knows where he's going and shuts the door on him. Nice move for Corinna there. Chapman diamonds the corner, wants to go for the slide job in 3 and 4. And he goes for it. Blake Chapman to the lead. Not yet, though. Corinna slides him back on the crossover and holds on to it. Blake Chapman with a huge head of steam off at turn 2. So they keep things going here. 10 laps in, 20 laps to go. And it's Ross Corinna versus Blake Chapman, 2 championship contenders. Chapman sends it into 3 and 4 with the slide job. Corinna crosses it back. Ross leads once again. This is a fun battle. Chapman thought about looking to the inside, but does not. Decides to tuck it back in line. Randy Shreves' crash brings us to caution. And for the looks of that, as he towed it back, 56 on its lid likely. This was a wild mess. Contact with Jeff Barker. And Steven Goldner sends him into the inside wall, a lot like what happened to the 30. Isaac, I got a good feeling you were watching that from your rear view mirror.
No. Honestly, no. I was in the middle of a 3-wide battle at the time, so no, I wasn't watching.
Don't blame you.
Oh man, it was fun. I'll tell you what.
Set to go back to green in the Land of Legends restart zone. They get back to racing this Saturday. Last weekend, a Matt Shepard, Matt Guerry victory, and Big Blocks and Sportsman's respectively. Corinna, Chapman, Backus, Schaefer, Young, the top 5. Green lights are on. We're on the high side here. We know Blake Chapman is the much faster car. In fact, Blake, one of the only few to hit the 11-second bracket. Ross Corinna has yet to do so. He's 12 even right now per our scoring counter. And he's right there, though. Blake Chapman, got to remember the points lead he's got. Patrick Spangler right in 6th position at the moment. So Blake doesn't want to fight too big entering the drop weeks. But Blake knows that if he finishes worse than 15th, he can use the drop week. But if he does not, but if he finishes inside the top 10, he can drop the 15th and 11th as of right now. Still, 14 laps to go. Continuing the battle for the race lead. John Short, meanwhile, is back on the racetrack. Here's Chapman, slides it up to the inside. Can he get the slide to work? He can't, but stays tucked up now. Corinna gets back cleared. Drivers continue to swap positions back and forth. This is a lot of fun to see. There is action all around I-55 at the moment, but this is the best action right here, right now, in the battle for the race lead. We come to 11 to go this time by between Corinna and Chapman. Both of them with the win this season. Chapman recently taking a win at Eldora. Ross Corinna, your race leader, meanwhile. Last one, the opening race at Cedar Lake this season on March 14th. He's due up for a win. It's been 2 months. Where did Steven Goldner come from? This car spun out moments ago. He's going 2 for 1! Is he gonna leave the alone? You gotta be kidding me! Steven Golder just went from the front to a spin and then whoop, back to the lead. That's incredible. And Blake and Ross just did not even expect that. Chapman, meanwhile, to the race lead. Steven's got a setup nobody else has. I think he's using the Brennan Lacey setup, the low line setup. Everyone's on the high side except for this man. Rocking it nice and smooth on the bottom. 6 laps to go. This may be the greatest comeback of the season. It's very rare in the Coast2Coast Racing League to see a guy spin out and then make his way back to the front. But that quick repair really worked out for Steven Goldner. But he's got lap traffic ahead. It's a fast one, though. It's John Short. 4 laps to go. We go back to second spot. Corinna fighting it back. Can't clear on Chapman. Can't get the slider to work. 3 laps to go. Nothing there on the inside. 2 laps left for the Canadian and Steven Goldner. Just like Brennan Lacey, the win will be win number 5 on the year. Not 4 in a row, but it would be 5 straight podiums, consisting of 3 wins and a second. But the first race at I-55 of the Renegades belongs to Steven Goldner. Spin and win for the 30 tonight. We wish he was the Hard Charger Award. He was up 7 spots, but he overtook so many cars. However, though, Jack Clevenger gets the Langdon Mechanical Hard Charger Award from 16th to 5th. Okay, I'm speechless. Where in the world did Steven Goldner restart coming back to the green flag? He was behind Brandon Templeton. That's how far he was behind. Per the iRace, he was in 14th at the restart on lap 12 going to lap 13. And we're going to take you through 2x of this. Passes Templeton right there. Passes, does he pass Barker there? He does. Then passes Flarrell. Passes Landis there. And here he goes. That's the cross flags. Gets by Salas there. That's inside the top 10. This is inside the top 5 now. With Spangler and Young and Backus, and he's up to 3rd. And then this is coming to the battle for the race lead. This is coming to 10 to go right here. He's all the way up there. Oh my goodness. Oh, they got the wall first with Chapman and Corinna. That could be part of the main reason, but no, regardless, Steven, that we did not expect. That, can you believe that, Isaac? I've never seen that before.
It was crazy because, like, he was behind me, and then he was inside of me, and then he was gone. In, like, 2 laps. That's all I got.
All right, let's, wrong chat. There we go. Let's bring out 3rd place finish here, Ross Corinna. First off, I'm going to ask you this. Did you expect Steven Goldner to come to get up there, or did he just surprise you like that? That's the first question I got, Ross.
Yeah, no, once I didn't even know he was down there, and all of a sudden, there he went. Yeah, no, it was quite the surprise.
Talk about that battle between you and Blake. That was fun throughout the night.
Yeah, earlier in the race, I saw in my mirror, I could just tell that Blake was faster. He's definitely faster driver, faster car tonight. I just had to try to stay on the top, basically block him make a move to get by me. I think every time he tried a slider, I was able to cut down and get enough momentum to slide him back and take the lead back. But I knew eventually he was probably going to overtake me.
Talk about as well, because I mean, you knew he had the run on the high side. You were running the low side. You know he had a lot of steam on the high side. Was that just using the high side to just protect him and just try and hold on to the lead at the time?
Yeah, once I saw him coming, I moved up. Basically, like I said, I mean you don't want to do it, but I was basically running block because I didn't have a car for the bottom at the time, and he was coming in pretty good. So just tried to make it so he had to make a move to get around me. He tried a couple times. Eventually, he did, and here we sit.
Well, nice run. Who do you want to give shout-outs to tonight?
Yeah, guys over at Phantom Motorsports, Elite Performance Industries, Wyco Sportswear, Power Outdoors, Velocity Race Design. You guys for putting on the show, and then Roger and everybody for running the league.
All right, we'll let you go. Great job tonight.
Thank you.
Third place run tonight from Ross Corinna. Second place finisher is Blake Chapman. Let's speak with him. Blake, I'm going to ask you the same question I asked Ross. Did you see Steven Goldner coming, or was that just a big surprise to you?
Well, some teammates were telling me that he had that bottom hooked up and he was charging towards the front, but I didn't know he'd get there as soon as he did. And once he got around me, I got around Ross, and I was hoping that I could keep with him and maybe get around him, but there was just no catching him on the bottom. I'm pretty sure he had that car cheated up somehow, but man, he was fast.
How fun was that battle, though, between you and Ross?
Oh yeah, that was a lot of fun. He wasn't screwing up. I was keeping on right on his tail bumper there. And once he did screw up in 1 and 2, got into the wall a little bit, I knew that was my opportunity to go underneath of him and then slide him in the next corner. And of course, then Goldner got around us both. So I wish that wreck with about 2 laps in, I had nowhere to go, bent the car up a little bit, but I had a great setup underneath of it and still felt pretty comfortable. Although I had to turn the wheel 90 degrees to the right throughout the corners. Wasn't too bad getting in and out, but throughout the corners I had to fight it a little bit. But without that, maybe I would have kept with him a little bit more, but he still had that thing hooked up really nice on the bottom.
Well, as we enter drop weeks, you extend your points lead on Patrick Spangler. I'm going to compare the drop weeks as of right now to you two. You guys have been competing all races this season. Your worst finishes are 15th and 11th. Everything else inside the top 10. I should say inside the top 5 to be specific. For Patrick Spangler, his worst finishes 22nd and 21st. He has an 11th place finish, though, as well. Other than that, inside the top 10. So just talk about that battle as we enter the final 2 races at USA and Volusia.
Yeah, last couple weeks, points are going to start getting into guys' heads a little bit. And I know Steven's going to be right there. I know he's probably missed a week or 2. Yeah, but with drop weeks, he's going to be right there. He's won a lot of races. So it's going to come down to the last 1 or 2 races, and hopefully I can come out on top.
I'll tell you this, for Steven, his worst finish is 22nd. He does have a 12th on his mantle. However, though, everything else has been podium finishes, so I'll let you keep that in mind. But who do you want to give shout-outs to tonight?
Yeah, everybody at Kreitzum Racing and the Can-Am Racing team. Of course, I got to thank parents, grandparents, especially my dad. He helped build this setup with me a long time ago, but still pretty fast, as you can see. Of course, Steve Bixler, watching and supporting. Shout out to Epsilon Sprint Wraps for doing the wraps for me. Galen's Gourmet Popcorn, head over there, check them out. Use code CART, that's C-A-R-T, at checkout for 15% off some of their delicious popcorn. And of course, you for doing this every week, Marty.
All right, appreciate the time, man. Great run.
Thank you.
Blake Chapman finishing in 2nd position. And now it is time to go to Coolray Victory Lane. 5th win of the season and maybe his most impressive win thus far, not just of the season, but perhaps in his career. Steven Goldner, spin and win. Holy cow, dude. How in the world did you get the low line dialed in when nobody else could?
Well, I saw my teammate there, Lacey, kind of run it in the Rebels race, and I was kind of spotting for him and helping him out. And I knew it worked. I just had to, keep calm. And after that little incident there, I had to kind of keep my composure and just commit to the bottom and try to run some good laps, which I was able to for most of the race there.
I mean, on that last restart, you were like 14th or something. Walk us through that long run and how you were able to make your way through up to that lead.
Yeah, I mean the bottom was really, no one was down there, no one was running it, so it had moisture all night. I just had to make sure I was hitting my lines, and there wasn't really that many cars in my way. Everyone was pretty well up top, so I didn't really have to battle with anyone. I could just kind of, run the bottom the best I could and kind of keep it straight and keep the momentum up.
You have to be. I'm guessing you're really happy as well that after your spin, because I saw you catch air under the car, that the car was on all four wheels instead of on its side or on its lid, because we're talking something completely different if one of those other things happen.
Yeah, for sure. We definitely got lucky without, getting upside down. That's for sure. Keeping the car under us in that incident there, and definitely helped out for being able to continue on the race.
Well, let's talk about what's coming up, because we are entering drop weeks. You only have one as of right now because you missed a previous race. Of course, you now have 5 straight podiums. Your worst finish as of right now entering the drop week is 22nd. You have a 12th, though, on your resume. It's looking really close coming into the final 2 races between you, Chapman, and Spangler. Just talk about that battle.
Yeah, I just gotta kind of keep plugging away here, and maybe we can knock off another couple wins or at least a couple podiums and stay in the hunt with Blake and Patrick and try to try to get another championship. I'm not sure what I have next week. We might be racing, real life racing on Monday, so I'm not sure if I'll be here or not. Depends on the weather, depends on our schedule, so we'll see what happens. But hopefully I can be here next Monday and we can be talking again.
Who do you want to give shout outs to tonight?
I gotta thank all the Bandy Built guys for sure. Definitely helped out having Lacey and Jesse in the Rebels race tonight, and trying different setups to make sure they work good. I gotta thank Ross over at Velocity Race Designs, Alex at ABR Setup Shop, all our other sponsors, and you guys for the broadcast, and Roger for the league.
Alrighty, man. Well, we'll let you go. Enjoy this one. Congratulations. You definitely deserve it.
Thanks a lot.
Stephen Goldner with the win, celebrating Cool Ray Victory Lane. Cool Ray's goal is to make sure that Ray's tradition of 100% customer satisfaction lives on today. Cool Ray is proud of their reputation of providing excellent service to homeowners and businesses in Georgia. Their mission is to continue to build long-lasting relationships with their customers through their winning spirit and commitment to 100% satisfaction guaranteed. I want to give you a fun fact here, by the way, Isaac. So most of these lap times we're seeing from a lot of the drivers were around the 12-second range. We're seeing like 11.9s, 12.0s, some 12.1s. You want Stephen Goldner, 11.54.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. The lap he did that on, we're going to confirm this with you. He did that on lap 3 when the track was fresh, though. And when it was slick, he was running lap times under 12 seconds. If we compare a guy like Blake Chapman, he was running 12.3s, 12.4s. So he was like a half second faster than everyone else tonight. That's incredible, man. I'm still speechless on that. That's gonna be fun to watch back on. You'll realize, I can't believe he did that. That's if Stephen Goldner wins the championship, in my opinion, Isaac, that is the move right there. So here,
I mean,
yeah, go ahead.
I could see how that would truly, that run. I know how amazing that probably looked as a broadcaster, but to be on the track with him and to just be running this almost the same line and to hit your own marks and then just watch him hit his marks and just you know, there's a car length, there's a car length, there's a car length. It's it's truly like almost an awe, like you're in awe while you're trying to hit your own marks in the race. And when someone can get you into that, type of like that wow factor when you're racing, it's truly a special moment.
Absolutely. It was definitely crazy, that's for sure. Kyle Moonen, after big airtime, finishing in 7th. That's a great comeback for him as well. We can't finish the results without talking about John Short. Oh, my goodness. Disconnecting from the race lead. Let's confirm what it was, by the way, if we have it. I have a manual disconnection. Wow. So I don't know. I'll check with him on that side of things, but that's a tough break for him as you see the rest of the results. We have the point standings, by the way, updated for you after 10 races as now we come into the drop weeks. Here's how they look for the Renegades. Blake Chapman now extends his points lead to 19 points, 676 to 657 on Patrick Spangler as we enter the drop weeks. Ross Corina third with 615. Aiden Young fourth with 597. Stephen Goldner fifth with 592. Kyle Moonen sixth with 557. 5 drivers likely in the battle for this championship as we enter the drop weeks. In the B division for the Rebels, Brennan Lacey with his extended lead big time on Bob Evertson. 609 to 577. And again, 5 wins for Lacey. Evertson has 2. Jeff Flaro had a nice run up 2 spots in the championship with 522 points. Donovan Ross is 4th with 518. Jesse Atkinson is 5th with 517. So that is going to be very exciting to watch as we head into drop week. Here's what's coming up on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Hometown Heroes at I-55 at 7 p.m. Hometown Heroes is brought to you by our good friends at Cool Ray. Wednesday night, we have the Icon Sim Sports Vets and First Responders Night. We'll be taking the Vet 305s and Fixed 410s to I-55. The Midgets go to Lernerville. Thursday Night Thunder at Williams Grove Speedway next week. We've got the 358s and the big blocks. And then the Pro Late Models. And then Thursday Night Thunder, by the way, brought to you by Super Dirt Car Series. Then we have Friday Night Lights at I-55 with the 358s, the limited late models, and the 305s. Next week for Monday Night Madness, we go to USA International Speedway, a race you cannot miss. This, in my opinion, USA is my second favorite track with the Coast to Coast Racing League. You cannot miss it. All start times at 7 p.m. except for Monday night at 8 p.m. And don't forget drop week next week. So do not miss out on that at all. Final thoughts tonight, Isaac.
Final thoughts. I-55 has given some of my favorite racing of the season so far in sprint cars. Maybe it's because I was getting to race in it, but the fact that every single race was 2-3 wide, had a guy right on your front wing, and right on your right rear, at like the entire track or like the entire race. Just wow. Some amazing comebacks, some amazing battles in racing that I was happy to be a part of. Just wow, the skill level from some of these guys, from all of these guys, really it's incredible.
Absolutely. So that's going to do it for us here tonight on behalf of the Coast to Coast Racing League, Oshweek Speedway, all the fine drivers and sponsors. On behalf of Roger Craig and Preston Cranmer, my broadcast partner, Isaac Salas, Marty Sakala, sign things off. Congratulations to your winners tonight, Austin Marlett in the Raiders, Brennan Lacey in the Rebels, and Stephen Goldner in the Renegades. So long, everyone.